Hello everybody, this is Clive5 and you are watching Most Embarrassing Replays. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a very special treat. It's not a self-replay this time, but it is something that you're going to want to see, especially lower level players if you need a confidence boost. Let's just say that this episode is for you. OMG. I am so excited for this match because in the bottom left-hand corner we have Chaos Tech, the Red Terran. Hello. And in the top right corner we have Fusion, the Blue Protoss. The map is Xel'Naga Caverns. Not just regular old Xel'Naga Caverns. This is MLG Xel'Naga Caverns, which has the supply depot planted at the bottom of the ramp. I believe that's to protect against a bottom of the ramp block or something to that effect. And the reason I'm so excited is because one of these two players did send me this replay as an embarrassing replay. I'm not going to tell you which one, of course, and both of these players are master level players. That's what makes me so excited. The fact that a master's level player is not only willing to admit that they make really embarrassing mistakes, but also send it and show it off to the world. I really, really appreciate that. So, you can do it too. If you have an embarrassing replay, please send it to replays@poweroverwhelming.net. Probe coming in to scout, see what's going on inside Chaos Tech's base. All he sees so far is the standard supply depot barracks. Barracks in positions such as to constrict any sort of movement here in the back. Not that that's usually too much of a problem against Protoss. Chaos Tech is going for more of an inner protected stance though. So, meanwhile, we see the same sort of building positioning from Fusion. Now, these two players, well, Fusion knows how Chaos Tech likes to play. Chaos Tech loves to use those Hellions, so I know that Fusion is going to be nervous about constricting movement of those Hellions around the back of his probe line. I almost wonder if he should be blocking his front door instead, because even though you can get Hellions in the back on one side and sort of trap them in, they can still do a lot of damage in just a little bit of time, especially Blue Flame Hellions. It doesn't take many to wreak some serious damage. In the meantime, Chaos Tech scouts this, knows he's going to have some trouble moving around in the back. I'm not sure if that's going to change his strategy at all, but we will have to see. Meanwhile, Tech Lab going down for Chaos Tech, so maybe seeing... No, we're going to see a Reaper first. Now, Reapers, I think, are... well, they've been a little bit underused recently. They're great for scouting, especially early game. There's only a single Zealot out from Fusion, and a Reaper or two can pop in, and even if it's against, a Stalker or two, can pop in, check to see what's going on, pick away at a couple probes. Just a really powerful scouting tool, especially once your opponent has moved to their natural and maintains most of their forces around this front area. You can still pop in a Reaper and just see, oh, this sort of tech is going on. So that's always a great option, I think. Second barracks down and a single gas for Chaos Tech. In the meanwhile, here comes that Nexus from Fusion. Dual gas, not doing anything from his gateway, so he seems to be saving up for some tech of some sort. Maybe really pumping those probes heavily. Meanwhile, Proxy Pylon going down, not really sure what. He doesn't really have the forces to do much with that. Meanwhile, going to pop up the ramp a little bit, pick off that Terran, stop that bunker from being produced. In the meantime, Reapers head out of the base, probably going to take this opportunity to poke around Fusion's base. Fusion concentrating on the bunker. He probably should not have done that. Now his Stalker is stuck. Going to take the opportunity to pick away at a few of these SCVs, but it will eventually go down. Zealot also did go down. So yeah, kind of an unsuccessful front door harass. In the meantime, these Reapers are in the base, gonna get a couple kills, 3 kills. Single sentry, not what you want to go up against Reapers, very fragile. Now Fusion is forced to chase with his probes, but those Reapers are so fast, not the corner they want to go into. Wow, just have a small window to creep out the back. Now the Stalker is out and going to be able to pick away at those Reapers, and they will likely go down. Ooh, just barely surviving, and Stalker going to be blocked out by his own pylon. Reaper gets a few pot shots at that Cybernetics core. Not that it does much good. It's just shields. They're going to regenerate. Chaos Tech, in the meantime, putting down a second bunker. I don't really recommend that. He's seen everything Fusion's army has to offer. Fusion only has that single Stalker out, pulling up the units tab. Yeah, 1 Stalker and 13 probes. I do, in the meantime, want to take a look at the income here. Fusion does have that second Nexus out, but way behind in the Harvester count. Meanwhile, Chaos Tech does have that second command center orbital command, actually now, down, and he can float it out at any time, and already has an economic lead significantly. Man, just look at the income. Twice the income of Fusion. Now going to move out with 4 Reapers, and this is going to be trouble for Fusion. He does have a couple Stalkers, which can really outmaneuver those Reapers, even though Reapers can jump up and down those cliffs. This force will be enough to scare it off. He's got to be scared of these probes getting taken down. Ooh, wow, all 3 of them going down, and maybe even taking some pot shots at that Nexus as well. No, Fusion gonna chase off those Reapers. Nice. Not only nice economic harass, but also a nice psychological attack. That Harvester count still half that. Fusion is way behind on income. Needs to be playing some catch-up. Now, in the meantime, Factory going down and a Reactor. Okay, so here's what I'm guessing. Since Chaos Tech is known at least in Power Overwhelming for his Hellion harass, he's going for a Factory with the Reactor first, which I actually, I have to say more lower level players should do this. Their psychology is, oh, I'm going to go for Hellions, but I really need Infernal Pre-Igniter, so I'm going to build the Tech Lab first, and then a bunch of Hellions or whatever. I mean, oh, Barracks going down over here, not sure what that's for. But really, what you want to do is start building up those numbers of Hellions and research the Pre-Igniter later. That way you can already have the number of Hellions you need by the time the research is done. If you research first, you only have 2 or 3 Hellions, and you know, you want to be able to use that. You don't want to research that tech, spend the money on it if you can't use it right when it's ready. So just a nice little resource optimization technique there. So lower level players, take note. Meanwhile, Fusion still catching up on that econ. Oh man, down by, again, half. Both players have 2 bases, and Fusion is chronoing those probes hard. Still, it's not enough to catch up with that strong Terran, man, with the mules. It's just so hard to catch up. Very defensive posture from Chaos Tech. Again, maybe a little bit too paranoid, because he knows that he's caused a lot of economic harassment against, or economic damage against Fusion. Looks like he's just going to scout with this barracks, and I actually kind of like that maneuver. Scan, if you use that at the expense of a mule instead, costs, I think the mule harvests like 250 minerals on its during its life. The barracks, in the meantime, will live a lot longer. You can scout a lot more, and only costs 150 minerals plus the mining time of that single probe. So it's probably about a wash mineral-wise, but that barracks is going to get a lot. Wow, those components rolled a long way. But yeah, you're going to get a lot more out of that barracks for a scout. So if you have sort of the APM, I guess, or attention span to waste, not to waste, but to be able to pay attention to what's going on by that barracks and keep everything else that's going on in your base going at the same time, then by all means, give that strategy a try. In the meantime, Hellion's going to run in. Ooh, gotta be careful for that army. There is a pretty nice block from Fusion again, and Force Field preemptively going down their So nice building positioning. In the meantime, another barracks going to come in. Now Hellions racing in. That blue flame, oh, does so much damage. Even though he's sacrificing these units, he's getting several probe kills, and that just is adding even more insult to this really, really heavy economic harass. 30 harvesters to 51. And this barracks just getting a completely free look. Fusion still only on 3 gateways. It's all he's been able to support in a single robo. Doesn't look like he's actually put this forge to use other than making a couple of cannons to prevent against those Hellions. But just like Chaos Tech did with, you know, a handful of Hellions, 6, 8 Hellions, you can cause so much damage even if you're going to, lose all of them. He could be dropping in here, running them in, and taking down a lot of probes. Even though he's going to lose those Hellions, he's still going to cause a lot of damage. And Fusion is really far behind in harvesters and economy in total. And Chaos Tech going to take the opportunity to put down an expansion at his gold. In the meantime, wow, 5 factories, and going to start producing those tanks. And yes, Siege Tech is researching. In the meantime, Robotics Bay, that is a good proper response for siege tanks and infantry, because siege tanks, Colossus with that thermal lance upgrade can outrange siege tanks. Or if not outrange them, maybe not outrange them without vision, but they do a lot of damage. Now Fusion going to take a small opportunity to pick off this small marine force sitting there, and hey, if it's available to grab, why not? Chaos Tech going to race around the inside while those units are detained, sneak up the ramp, and now he's got all these probes rather, that he can just fry away. Oh, so many probes going down at nearly every single probe inside Fusion's base, down to 26 harvesters. 24 harvesters. Wow. That is just, ouch. I don't even have the words. That really, really hurts. Now going to start harvesting from that gold expansion. Going to Maynard those probes. I saw a relay. There we go. There's all those probes. SCVs. Wow. Heading over. Continuing to plant down barracks to scout inside Fusion's base, and really he should probably be taking this opportunity of nothing in this area to land some Hellions. He's doing a great job with that Hellion harass. Fusion looking to get a little bit frisky here. If he's not going to be aggressive here and take down some of these economic situations. Economic situations? What the hell am I talking about? Well, it looks like Fusion might take this opportunity to pick away at the SCVs. Yes, here and also in the natural, he has the opportunity to do so. Chaos Tech gonna move in those siege tanks. Fusion back off, getting a lot of you got a lot of SCV kills. Now regroup, come back here, take out some more over here. That'd be a really useful thing to do. Oh, there are other overlays too that I want to try. Try to get. Yeah. So now you can see the economic war going on here. The red bars of Chaos Tech are significantly better, bigger, larger, whatever. I'm not a pro commentator, so I can afford to mess up, right? Wow. Huge tank blockade from Chaos Tech. Even put down some turrets there. Way ahead. I want to take a look at the tech. Going for armory, so we may see some Thors or just tier 2 upgrades from this engineering bay. No, well, it doesn't have tier 1 armor finished yet. Chaos Tech does lose that barracks, of course. He knew he would, but he does see that Fusion is going to be taking down the destructible rocks in front of his gold. Now, wow, just a fortress of Terran metal on that one side of the ramp. and down here too. So Chaos Tech is looking to funnel all of Fusion's troops into a certain avenue, it looks like. Of course, Fusion can outrange some of these things with Colossus. Wow. So much Terran metal. Warp Prism out, so maybe we will see some sort of harass coming from Fusion. Fusion really likes to go for DTs, so I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen anything to that effect yet. And Thermal Lance upgrade is now almost complete, so the value of Fusion's army will be a lot greater for fighting this off. Again, like I said, the Colossus with Thermal Lances can, well, it's either equal to or just at the same as the range of a tank without extended vision, if I recall correctly. A fourth going down for Chaos Tech. A couple Zealots getting warped in, and I don't know if Fusion realizes that there's also this wall here. No, he does not. Gonna go in and will likely take down... nope, I take that back. He's going to get taken down, actually, by these tanks, and Fusion not able to get close enough, just, again, with these buildings in the way. Well, Fusion actually does. He is able to pull away from that. That actually kind of surprises me. Those Colossus were not able to get close enough in range of these siege tanks, I think, from the extra vision of these buildings. Oh, now there are some Zealots inside the base of Chaos Tech, and they will be taken down rather quickly. Not sure why he's focusing on that starport as opposed to some of the SCVs in the back here. Pretty useless little in-the-base drop there, and also might even lose his Warp Prism. Those Thors have such huge range. So yeah, he's going to lose that, definitely. Terran vehicle from the armory being researched now, and just want to see, they also, nope, still only has level 1 weapons on those Marines. Fusion now does have his gold expansion up and running, but Chaos Tech still roaring away. Interestingly enough, econ about equal, but as soon as Chaos Tech is able to start saturating this fourth, he will again take the economic lead. Army size-wise, however, Fusion way, way behind. Double the size of the army, and Chaos Tech is nearly maxed out at 200. This is kind of funny. Oh, I'm missing a small engagement. Just a few Zealots being warped in to poke around, see what's going on. But these SCVs patrolling on auto repair. I love it. Fusion looking like he's gonna push in and leaving those tanks exposed. They are going to get picked off, but wow, 4 Thor out, and with those Thor and Fusion having just those Colossus do not do well against Thor. Fusion's going to have a hard time fighting this off. Yikes. Fusion should be concentrating the Colossus on the infantry that's tearing up his mineral line, because they just do not do great against Thor. The Colossus swipe of whatever you want to call that, laser swipe, can only hit a couple Thor at a time, and you really want to do maximum damage. Meanwhile, Fusion, looking to get a little bit sneaky here, has some pylons in the back of Chaos Tech's base. However, there are those sensor towers there, so Chaos Tech does know that it's coming. DTs! Finally! Oh, I don't know where they're going. Oh, I believe that, well, GG from Fusion. Yeah, well, I would have liked to see where the Dark Templar were going, but really, Fusion was way too far behind. No army left to speak of. Way behind on the income. Way, way behind on the Harvester count. Wow, what a great game. Always nice to see a Masters level game, so thank you very much to Fusion for sending me that replay. Thanks for manning up and being willing to put yourself out there for most embarrassing replays. And if Fusion can do it, you can do it too. Please send those replays to replays@poweroverwhelming.net. Stick around, another match is coming right up. Hey everybody, Climate5 here, back with part 2. Just want to give you a little preview of what we do following most embarrassing replays. This is an example of one of the team matches that we play, and as you can see, Chaos Tech is a member of this match as well. Masters level player, as you saw, just did very well against Fusion, and he is going up against Dragon, a bronze level Protoss. So you might be thinking, Masters versus bronze. What do we do about this? Well, in these situations, you can see Chaos Tech is first of all playing off race, and also we gave him a little restriction. So we take these games very casually. They're definitely all for fun, just to practice builds, have fun, chit chat, whatnot. So there are actually 5 of us on here, and I want to show that right now. We have Fusion, Dark One, Climate5, Chaos Tech, and Dragon all in this, and you saw a little betting pane up earlier. It allows the players who aren't playing the opportunity to place bets on who they think is going to win. But as I mentioned, Chaos Tech, though he is very good, we put a restriction on him that only he knows about. Dragon doesn't know that in this game, Chaos Tech can only go queens, so it is a little bit of a weird matchup, kind of a goofy game, but it's just the way we do it to make it fun and interesting and fair for all players. So, by all means, everyone is encouraged to join in this team match immediately following most embarrassing replays. In the meantime, Probes nearly getting a drone kill. Luckily, Chaos Tech brought 2 drones in, and I think he brought 2 in order to harass, and yikes, almost getting that second one picked off as well. Chaos Tech, in the meantime, going for that fast expand just to boost that queen count early on, and just because he is limited to queens doesn't mean that he's necessarily too crippled. I mean, he does have spine crawlers which he can build, and also overseers can stop building production with that spew or whatever you call it. Man, these 2 drones cheating death, popping in and out, just barely harassing a little bit, then barely escaping. Oh, one does go down, and the second one is going to escape with his life just barely. And how'd you like to be that probe that got the kill? There he is. Nice job. He's gonna be thinking about that all day. I killed a drone today. He's gonna be so proud. So anyway, meanwhile, in the base of Chaos Tech, that spawning pool is now going down. Luckily, he doesn't need to worry about gas at all if he's going pure clean, though he will want to go for some Zerg upgrades via Evolution Chamber, I'm sure. And he'll probably want to do that fairly early on. In the meantime, Dragon only going a single gas, and it looks like only 1 probe harvesting, so he got just enough to start researching Warp Gate, and is now going to start pumping, well, probably mostly Zealots would be my guess, since this gas count is staying really low. 3 more gateways going down, and now probe moving out, it looks like. Not going to go for the expansion, though he has the minerals. Going to just see what's happening hip-hopping in Chaos Tech's base. That natural expansion is now nearly saturated. Well, not nearly saturated. It's starting to get saturated. 2 evolution chambers, nearly complete. Not enough gas to start researching yet, though. And first queen almost out. Dragon going for a proxy pylon, going to use that warp technology, which looks like it just finished, to warp Zealots in nearby. Still doesn't have very much gas for any Stalkers at all, so I'm guessing it's going to be a very aggressive, pure Zealot build. Again, Chaos Tech can build spine crawlers, and I really suggest that he does, because they at least put up a little bit of a fight against these Zealots, but at this point in time, Chaos Tech only has 1 queen out, almost the 2nd queen out, but still, against 4 Zealots, it's going to be a tough match, and there are going to be more Zealots following right behind. Chaos Tech bringing those drones off the line. Nice positioning there, just to put some space between the Zealots and the Queens. And the Queens almost taking off one of those Zealots. Oh, too bad they couldn't just finish the job. So close. Ooh! Queen putting down a Creep Tumor, very wise choice, just because those Queens do move so slowly. Now 8 Zealots ripping through those drones. Yikes. Almost all the production from the natural. Oh, yikes. Taken care of there. 3 Queens now. Not enough minerals yet for a 4th. Nope, still 3 Queens, and... Hey, wait a minute. Circlings. That's not allowed. Cheating. That's alright. Given how bad he's getting spanked right now, I give Chaos Tech my my authority to build Zerglings in this case. Yikes. Ugh. Still 6, 7 Zealots versus 3 Queens. 3 more Zealots on the way. Nice use of that narrow funnel and transfuse to keep the health up on that 1 Queen so it doesn't go down. But man, at the rate at which these Zealots are streaming into the base, I gotta say, I don't see it happening here for Chaos Tech. Spawning pool almost going to go down, so once that spawning pool's down, Chaos Tech's not going to be able to produce any more Queens. Yikes, that's really bad. Things are not looking good. Not only can he not produce Queens, but he can't produce Spine Crawlies either. So now Zealot's going to back off, regroup, and there are, let's see, 8, 10, 12, 13 Zealots. And they're going to, yep, they're going to start focusing on the natural, and on the hatchery, and once that hatchery goes down, oh, turning around, and actually pinning one of the 3 Queens. Queen is getting transfused, but it only has so much energy. These other Queens only have so much energy to transfuse it, and that Queen goes down. That's huge. A couple drones spitting away at those Zealots. Really, they'd be better served to, I don't know, do anything else. That's unfortunate for Chaos Tech. I'm wondering if he should have maybe got his Queen count up before he started going for these evolution chambers. And yikes, the hatchery is going to go down. There is still the hatchery down here in the natural. It's being attacked by Zealots, and there's only a single drone there. And Chaos Tech, GG's. Meh, I hate Zerg, he says. Me too. Me too. So, that's just a quick little preview, a short little match. I figure that since Chaos Tech played so well in the previous match that he wouldn't mind if I picked on him a little bit. So, if you are watching us live, we are going to follow Most Embarrassing Replays up with a team match just like this immediately following the show. If you're catching this on YouTube, Most Embarrassing Replays airs Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock Central, and we do these team matches right following the show, right after. So please do join us. Again, all skill levels are welcome and encouraged. It's a really great way to practice, play against new players, try out different builds and whatnot, so we would really love to have you come. And also, if you'd love to be on the show, please send your replays to replays@poweroverwhelming.net. replays@poweroverwhelming.net. Would love to have you on the show. Please send in those replays. Thanks for joining me. Catch you next time, guys.